Today, I'm going to present you a live demonstration of the exercises I've done which has mastered my state. I talk about state quite a lot, and this is why. Number one thing you have to understand is we're in 2025, the end of 2025. We're going into 2026. As we all know, we've entered a stage in human history now where we have so much information. A tap of a button and AI appears with all our answers. Now, because of that, as a result, so most humans on this planet, including me, we have an invisible prison referred to as the comfort zone, right? Let's refer to this as the prison, right? The invisible prison in our mind. You must identify the underlying forces keeping this prison alive and the guards alive. There are guards that surround this invisible prison, and those are the demons, the negative self-talk, the thoughts that convince you to stay mediocre and stay comfortable and don't suffer, right? There are three key generators: core beliefs, number one; number two is core identity; and number three is past trauma. If you turn off these three generators by letting go of the core beliefs, core identity, and processing and healing the trauma, the prison deactivates and the guards disappear. Right? The majority of advice out there in self-improvement, and this is huge, the advice is attacking the guards directly. It's a coping advice. So I'll give you an example. Most advice out there, and let's just give an example of a common person we all know, popular person we know. Let's go with the analogy and the example of Alex Hormozi, right? This is not disrespect to him, but we're going to take his advice. I'll give you two as an example of what I've heard. Number one is high volume and high leverage. High volume and leverage, right? That was one piece of his advice. And there was an analogy, an example he gave where he was doing door-to-door sales and he's like to his coach, whatever, I done 300, whatever the number was. And the bottom line, he turns out he wasn't doing as high volume as he thought he was. So that's attacking the guards directly, because if you're a high performer or an ambitious person, you want to achieve your goals. You do have to, there's a cost to it. For example, if you want to make 10K per month, if you want to live a lifestyle of financial freedom, there's a cost. The cost is, you need to do high volume and leverage. He's correct. But what happens is when you have this baggage that's holding you down, the baggage is the limiting beliefs, the way you process events, the way you process reality. Like today, let's just say you failed on a task. How do you process that? Do you call yourself a failure? Do you not believe in yourself after, right? So the key thing to understand is, imagine you were running a race, right? And the destination is 10K per month, for example, financial freedom. But you're running with 5 kilograms on your ankles, 5 kilogram weight on your ankles. Would you really reach the top of that mountain for the race? As an example, like you're running a race to the top of the mountain. Would you really make it up? You would probably tire out. Jesus Christ, okay. Alright. So this is the process. I'm going to repeat it to you. Step one. Choose today's entry point. So you have two options here. You can either choose a very loud limiting belief that's in your head right now, or you can choose a moment today where your emotional reaction was bigger than the situation itself. An example of that is, let's just say you're a male, right? You're a guy. And you look at a couple on the street and they're happy and holding hands. And then start getting jealous and you're like, damn, I'm not good enough. Or you hear these voices, and that's where it's an example of bigger than the situation, because the situation wasn't really a problem. It was just a random person on the street enjoying themselves. right? But then you start experiencing these negative self-talk. So write that down, for example. Or a limiting belief is, I'll never be good enough. Or maybe a limiting belief is, I'll give an example of mine. No matter what you do, no matter what I do, I'll always fail, as I've done for previous years. All right, so you write that down. And just after, you write what you feel. So as an example, a limiting belief is, no matter what I do, I will always fail, as proven by the previous years. This makes me feel shame, incompetent, and worthless. Cool, write that down. Now, step 2, ask the why. First question you ask on this section, on this step, is, why did this affect me? So as an example, this affected me because I know I'm better than this. I know I'm meant for more, for example. Okay. And then after that first question, why did this affect me? You ask, why does this matter? As an example, I know I'm meant for more. Okay, why does that matter? Because I want to live to my purpose. Okay, why does that matter? Because what am I even here for? To keep suffering every day? Just write the thoughts that come inside your mind. Okay, then you stop. Whenever your answer talks about your existence or your purpose, that's when you stop. Because that's a deep level, right? So stop there. Once you stop there, and then after that, step 3, you feel the body sensation. So what you have to do is very simple. Step one as part of this, is be still, close your eyes. Drop your shoulders, right? So if I'm sitting down, I'm writing the things down. By the way, write this physically. Okay, I've written them down. I'm up to a part where it questions about my existence or purpose. Okay, shoulders back. So close my eyes first, shoulders back. Now, while you're here, I need you to repeat the last line of your answer to the question, why does this matter? The last line, where you got up to. So I need you to either read it, and this is your choice, read it out loud or read it inside your head. I recommend that approach where you read it inside of your head. For example, mine was like, I want to live to my purpose. What else am I supposed to do on earth? Keep suffering until the day I die? Right, you want to fulfill your purpose on earth? Okay. Say that sentence in my head. I notice something. Notice anything in your physical body. Maybe it's your stomach. Maybe it's your heart. I feel something like a heaviness near my heart area. Okay? Once you feel it, once you feel a body sensation, I need you to say one important statement. Welcome. I allow you to exist. Welcome aboard, whatever you want to say, but you need to say this inside your head. Once you have this feeling, focus on the feeling. And now, most likely, during the first time you're going to start this, you're going to get a lot of thoughts. A lot. And what you got to do is say to the thoughts, I appreciate your comment. I appreciate your thought. I appreciate your comment. But now I'm focusing on this sensation. Thank you. And end it there. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. Put your hand even on your body if you have to. I'm focusing on this sensation. I'm focusing on this sensation. Once you say welcome, I allow you to exist. You're always welcome here. Welcome. You'll notice the feeling. And just breathe in and out. Notice the feeling will come louder. You'll feel it. You'll feel it increase. Put a 5-minute timer. Once the timer goes off, you can stop. If you want to go past 5 minutes, add another 5 minutes. But the baseline should start with 5 minutes. What you'll feel after is a difference in frequency. You'll feel a little bit different. Keep in mind, with anything you do new, it takes time. What I recommend is try this every single day for 30 days. If you don't notice, I would just say keep going until 100 days. Start with 30 days first, and and then continue. If you want additional, you can do a prayer to God. But stick with this to make it less complicated. This is what I do every single day. The next video, I will get into the specifics about the limiting beliefs. This was just mainly a meditation. It's a specific meditation. So it will raise your frequencies. Let that baggage be free. I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed, and remember, we're living in the best time of human history right now, at this second. Goodbye.